Married at First Sight. Could you do it? The one that fell out on the floor crying because she thought it was so unattractive. They are married 2 kids later, and she's the host of the after show of the show.
Things you did not know about marriage, just watch. This one that you're talking, just wait. When you get married, let's have this conversation again. Let's see what you say.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Naija Girls Dish with
Dolakbo
and Diana. So today we are talking about Married at First Sight. Could you do it?
Married at First Sight, Love is Blind.
Is it really?
I mean, okay, wait. The premise of Married at First Sight, because I'm not that, I've seen a few episodes,
It's my show.
So it's like it's like a matchmaking thing.
Yes, the
so you
experts
never
match
see
you
them
until the day you walk down the aisle.
and you don't talk to them, nothing.
So Married at First Sight is the idea is experts get together and they you all take a quiz, and it's like a 20-page quiz, and then they match you based on what they think is best for you, which is obviously something that is outside of the aesthetics.
And you've already decided that you will marry the person.
If you
Then
sign
you
up
will
for
marry
it, you'll
them.
marry them.
And then you have to live together and then decide if you want.
So you're legally married, and you live together for 2 months, 8 weeks,
Right.
or 7 weeks. Or
Okay,
something.
so that's basically the experiment.
Yes, that's the experiment. But you are legally married from the day you walk down the aisle, but you don't see them until you get to the end, and you're like, hey, he's so fine. Hey, she's a cutie. You know?
I couldn't do it personally, but what I will say is with Love is Married at First Sight and Love is Blind. So Love is Blind is you kind of make the decision yourself in the sense of you don't see them. It's not about how you look or whatever. It's just about how you guys connect with the personality and blah, 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 blah. And then you see each other and the guy is supposed to propose or whatever. And then
They at least talk to each other.
Yeah. So my thing is, even that, I feel like with both shows, when you go into something, it's going to be more successful if you're going in with a particular mindset. Because if you go in and then in Love is Married at First Sight, you get to down the aisle and you're like, this guy doesn't look the way, there's not my spec or whatever, then it's going to fall short. But if you are prepared, because if you're going to that kind of show, you cannot be telling yourself, yes, you have to be all in. You cannot tell yourself, my spec is this, he has to be this height, I like this, I like that. Like, you have to remove all those aspects.
A lot of the people that apply for this show, mind you, are because they've
done everything.
And they're like, I don't trust my decision.
And then so exactly. So my thing is, if the person comes down the aisle and you're thinking, this isn't what I really want, but then that's because what you wanted hasn't worked. So I feel like you have to go in with a certain mindset. So with Love is Blind, for example, this season 2 was less. Okay, actually they have both had two couples.
Yeah.
Right? But I felt like this one was there was more aggro in this one because people weren't in there for the right reasons.
It felt very much for TV.
Yeah, so and I feel like that's why the first one was the best episode for that kind of show, the first season, because they didn't know what to expect. This one, even though you're not seeing the person, you know the premise of the show.
And
you see what I mean?
You can make it work for you in a way that you're supposed to just let it organically
because
happen.
The thing is, you could ask them in the pods, what do you look like? Like,
he said, the guy said, if you like going to concerts, you like sitting on people's shoulders,
will I be able to carry you?
Will you be able to, can I put you on my shoulder? Meaning, are you fat?
Are you
fat?
Exactly, and that's not what it's about, because the whole point about love being blind is that they're going to accept you for whatever you look like. So if you're not going onto the show with that mentality or mindset, he's going to fail.
The thing is, I think it can be likened to an arranged marriage that they've been doing back in the days that has actually worked.
Yeah.
But I think the mindset to marriage, the understanding of marriage is completely different from when it was back then to what it is now.
Yeah.
The sanctity of marriage is no longer a precious thing for many. So people I think divorce is so, it's readily and accessible, and it's the quick go-to. So back then it was like, you divorce, you die. Which, by the way, if it's not working, you've got to leave, of course. But I think people are so quick to see that as a get out of jail free card instead of a let me work on it and really, really push. This past season, or this current season, this past season of Married at First Sight. No, this was like a couple seasons ago.
Okay.
Someone accidentally sent the guy's picture the day before.
What do you mean? How? Okay, how is it
See,
accidentally?
till today, I believe it was producers, and I believe it was a lot of.
Yeah.
I believe that was for TV, but she genuinely saw the picture and she hyperventilated. Sis was like, "This is not what I signed up for.
Are you
He's not my type."
serious?
And then she went to go and find him on Instagram and was like,
This
"Oh
is
no!
not even-
Oh no!
Are you serious?
She's like, "What? No!" She couldn't take it. She almost didn't go down the aisle. Ask me if they're still married today, though.
Of course, are they?
They are.
So it worked.
This is it.
Okay, so she was able to
She went
push past that.
down
Do you know
the
what?
aisle,
I even,
and it's 2
do,
years later.
do you know what? I even think that technically worked in her favor
Yeah.
because she could make that decision. She still went ahead, like with her eyes. She went in with her eyes open, like, okay, despite me not initially being physically attracted to you or whatever it is,
Yeah.
right? Not liking what you see, you went ahead and then it still worked out. Like you were able to love the person or whatever.
I think she went ahead because she was so scared that it'd be embarrassing, like to just
Oh.
leave. Yeah, that's why she felt, because it was on the wedding day when she saw the thing, like the morning of, and she now obviously cyber stalked him, and it was just.
And then it's like, oh, I
but
can't.
now here they are, 2 years
Ooh.
later, and they are married and
Yeah.
happy, and the way she is so obsessed with him,
Are you serious? Oh
Yeah,
my
it's so
God. Oh, I'm
cute.
gonna start watching this now.
it's so cute.
You spoke about producers. That's
yeah.
the problem when it's not the first season. So
Mm.
with this, the Love Is Blind one, there's a bit where he's going to propose to somebody else, and the girl he kind of liked, but he's not talking to her anymore. This is in the pod.
Oh gosh.
Comes he goes into the pod thinking the girl he wants to propose to is in there, and it's the other girl he was kind of talking to, and she finally comes to confess her feelings. That's production.
Fully.
Because when he was like, I don't understand, how did she get there?
Listen,
She
we
walked.
still don't
Like
understand.
what? It's production. The producers is like, oh, he's gonna propose to that one. So let's
Send
bring
this
the
one
yeah.
in.
You
It's
know?
messy. But the thing is, arranged marriages. So I'm in two minds about Married at First Sight and stuff like Love Is Blind, because do you ever really know these people that you get married to? Do you ever fully 1000% ever know them? I know someone's gonna argue.
But then doesn't that just happen with
someone's
anyone?
gonna argue, well, at
Everyone.
least know them 5%. So I fully get that part too. But there is something, and maybe it's just the romantic in me that says, you know what? Leave it to God, or leave it to these people that I've put together, a lot of that are like-minded, that understand how we are equally yoked, and trust that.
And what would work?
Because a lot of the times, after dating for so long, you realize, I don't know if I trust my judgment anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust what my taste is. I don't know if I am blinded by the aesthetics of someone. Like, I know I'm super heightist, and maybe my husband is a short man somewhere, and I've just really curved him. I'm just saying.
I think that there is something that is said for it doesn't have to be a Love Is Blind situation. Married at first sight situation, goodness. But where you have like a matchmaking thing, the only problem is that if I understand the premise of Married at First Sight, because it forces you to marry the person and then try and work things out. Whereas if it's just a matchmaking and then you go on a date, then you can just be like,
You can just bail.
I don't, yeah, exactly.
Well, this last season of Married at First Sight,
Is that what they did?
the girl, they were married.
Did she?
After 2 weeks, she said no. She said, first of all, forget 2 weeks. The first week she saw him and she was like, when she saw him, she's like, oh. And then his friend said, oh, he can be a bit bossy and, it's quite territorial and all of this. They just said things. From then on, she could not see straight. She now says to him, oh, because my psychic said that the man I will marry will have an eagle tattoo. She said the man I will marry will have an eagle tattoo. Sis, just say you don't fancy him.
Exactly.
Just say you don't fancy him.
Oh my days.
I was just like, and the poor guy, and the thing is, he wasn't the most payest, he wasn't the sexiest, but he had such a lovely heart. I really believe she could have grown to love him. Even the first season of Married at First Sight, the woman fell out. She fell on the ground crying. Because that's how much she did not fancy this man.
She was,
Season 1, no one will ever forget her. Ask me if they're still married. This is season 14, by the way.
this is the lady that's still married?
No, this is a different one.
Oh.
The one that fell out on the floor crying because she thought it was so unattractive. They are married 2 kids later, and she's the host of one of the after show of the show.
Stop it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to leave yourself open. Like, that's why it's such a touch and go. Can I not?
I think it depends on your commitment to the process.
Yes.
And your commitment to the experiment. But speaking of the experiment, what has been highlighted to me is when you see people from different ethnicities, different cultures,
Ooh.
and so in particular, I'm talking about Love is Blind season 2 and Shake, that's not his real name.
Abby
He
Shake.
has and Deepti, right? And they both have the same heritage, and he basically, to me, there's just self-hate there.
Epically.
And it's not self-hate because he used to date people outside of his race, like he only dated Caucasian women. That's not the self-hate. You can date whoever the hell you want. It was the way he spoke about his partner, who he proposed to on the show, and it literally just sounded like he hates his culture, he hates his people, he hates the color of his skin.
He was so
because
disgusting.
when so disgusting the way he was saying, what he said, it's one thing to be like, I just don't fancy her, she's not my type. Like, I feel like she's like my auntie. It's like, seeing an auntie.
Do you know what it
Kept
is?
saying it's seeing an
You've
auntie.
proposed to a woman and you're referring to her as, it's like hanging out with my auntie.
Wasn't intimate with her, I'm sure she's so happy that didn't happen. But just the way he went about it, all I thought was, you actually don't like yourself. This is based, that's what I'm getting. You do not like yourself. And it was really sad.
Yeah.
It was really sad to watch. And I'm so happy that she did not
go that direction.
Because I think she really did like him. I watched the reunion show like 2 days ago.
It's embarrassing.
And she said that basically he that she was told by other cast members what he was saying, and what he was saying was worse than what we saw. Or else she probably, because she really liked him.
This is the thing.
How could it be worse?
No, but he looks like he is a disgusting, vile human being.
No, nasty. He's a
she
nasty
too has
piece of
also
work.
previously only dated Caucasian men. Again, date who you want to date.
But she was respectful, was she not?
Date who you want to date, enjoy who you want to enjoy. But something tells me she was dating Caucasian men because of men of her own, from her own country, were not attracted to her and did not treat her well or respect her and care for her and see the beauty in her. Yeah. That's really what it was given. Yeah. So when she met him, it was a breath of fresh air. But the truth is, he was still swimming in that pool of self-hate and was not about it. And my thing is, again, if you want to date outside, date outside. But don't now approach this girl, propose to this girl, and still talk to her higgy haga.
Yeah.
The truth about Married at First Sight is, there are too many things that we can have fundamental differences for me to go ahead with it.
What do you mean?
Something simple as religion, how many children, cleanliness level.
But then with Married at First Sight, that's the whole point.
I'm saying the reason why I can't do it.
No, but hold on. But then isn't that the whole point? The people who are doing the matchmaking,
I've watched 14 seasons
they know all your info, so they're not going to put you with someone who doesn't.
But sometimes they say, I'm putting you with this person because I believe they need to pull this out of you. So they've matched people based on, do you know what? You could do with being more extrovert and involved and meeting with people and sharing your space.
Okay, so you mentioned religion. They're not going to put someone.
No.
If they know that it's a deal breaker for you, so I don't know how would they do that?
But this is the thing. Sometimes that whole deal breaker thing.
So they're saying that people just say it, but it's like if we actually get together with this person, you will change or things might change.
Or some people say, do you know, I just want someone that's God fearing. They don't have to be the
same religion or whatever,
denomination. Yeah. And then you get there and you're just like, actually, it's too much. So I think, yes, they've looked at all the statistics and the science of it all, but sometimes you can still just miss. Like, I couldn't be with someone, it sounds so superfluous. I couldn't be with someone that puts the suitcase on the bed or has shoes like it's been through the airport.
Dana,
it's disgusting.
Let's go. I beg. I don't even know what to say about that.
I know that's really like the dumbest thing when it comes to Married at First Sight, but just imagine like they fling this. They're gonna say we're packing for a trip, and then they fling the suitcase on the bed, and oh my dapo.
Things you did not know about marriage. Just watch. This one that you're talking, just wait. When you get married, let's have this conversation. Let's see what you'll be saying.
You put the suitcase on the bed.
All sorts of nonsense.
Okay.
All sorts of nonsense. What are you saying? Suitcase on the bed. That one is even small.
It's gonna make me faint.
We will see you guys next time.
Be real. Catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.